Just think, a dead brain, ready to live again in a new body. Look, no blood, no decomposition, just a few sutures. Throw the main switch.
Yes, master.
That reminds me, I wonder if we're gonna get... It's alive! It's alive! Alright guys, it's October, you know what that means. Halloween movies inbound. Today we are doing Young Frankenstein. I've heard of this movie, but I've never actually seen anything about it. I just know that I've just heard the name before, the title. I thought we'd check it out just because it's October and it's Halloween month and stuff like that. So let's actually just get right into Young Frankenstein. A Mel Brooks film. I didn't know Mel Brooks would be doing anything in the 70s. Young Frankenstein. Starring Gene Wilder. Wow, he's actually in this. I know him from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The one from 1971, I believe. I do have to say that I do actually like the font for the actual actors' names and stuff like that. And the intro has sort of that old, which is just a still photograph in the background while the text is going on. Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks did the story and screenplay for this. That's kind of interesting. I'm liking this movie already just based on the choices that they've made. We haven't even got to the narrative yet. Right from my cold dead fingers. That was kind of creepy. The right hand was moving a little bit, or would it be the left hand? I think it would be the left hand.
I have one question, Dr. Frankenstein.
That's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
My name. It's pronounced Frankenstein.
But aren't you the grandson of the famous Dr. Victor Frankenstein, who went into graveyards, dug up freshly buried corpses, and transformed dead components into...
Yes, yes! But I'd rather be remembered for my own small contributions to science.
Wouldn't we all, actually? And no matter what profession that would be, though.
I'm not sure I understand the distinction between reflexive and voluntary nerve impulses.
Okay, he's alive. I thought he was a dead person.
With whom I have never worked, nor given any prior instructions to. Would you raise your left knee, please? You have just witnessed a voluntary nerve impulse. Reflex movements are those which are made independently of the will. You filthy, rotten, yellow son of a bitch! We are not aware of these impulses. Neither do we intend them to carry out our contraction of muscles. But what if we block the nerve impulse, which can be done with any ordinary metal clamp, just at the swelling on the posterior nerve roots? Why, you mother-grabbing bastard! As you can see, all communication is shut off.
Well, what was that whimper?
If it were not for this continuous stream of motor impulses, we would collapse.
Oh,
Give him an extra $1.
an extra $1, yes, sir.
So he did know him beforehand, possibly.
Doesn't the bringing back to life what was once dead hold any intrigue for you?
Dead is dead.
It kind of interests me a little bit. And I mean that just a little bit. It does actually interest me.
You have more chance of reanimating this scalpel than you have of mending a broken nervous system. I am not interested in death. The only thing that concerns me is the preservation of life.
That's kind of interesting that I think those two could intersect. The preservation of life and death. I honestly think that could intersect. You'd have to study one and the other end. I think that's where the key is.
Bring you the will of your great-grandfather, Baron Beaufort von Frankenstein.
And the will wants him to continue the work, I bet.
Oh, my dearest love, I'll count the hours that you're away.
Oh, darling, so will I.
Not on the lips,
Well, how can I say in a few minutes what it's taken me a lifetime to understand?
Won't you try?
All right. I'm yours, all of me. What else can I say?
All aboard! Jeder aussteigen für Transylvania!
And that's his stop. And I wonder why it's always Transylvania, though.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. You must be Igor.
No, it's pronounced Igor.
But they told me it was Igor.
Well, they were wrong then, weren't they?
You were sent by Herr Falkstein, weren't you?
Yes. My grandfather used to work for your grandfather.
Oh, sorry. You know, I don't mean to embarrass you, but I'm a rather brilliant surgeon. Perhaps I could help you with that hump.
What hump?
What up?
Walk this way.
Walk this way. No, I'm not gonna do it. By Aerosmith.
What was that?
Oh, that'll be Inga. Herr Falkstein thought you might need a laboratory assistant temporarily.
The eyes, though. The eyes on him.
Hello. Would you like to have a roll in the hay? It's fun. Roll, roll, roll in the hay.
Home.
And classic music to go with it.
What knockers?
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
Sorry, that was funny though.
I am Frau Blucher. Your rooms have been prepared, Herr Doctor. If you will follow me.
Don't know if I can say her name, Frau Brucker. Brucker. Frau Brucker. I don't know if I ever got it right. I don't think I ever did. Or ever will get it right.
Stay close to the candles. The staircase can be treacherous.
I love these angles and shots. They're very close. They make you feel claustrophobic.
This is your room. It was your grandfather Victor's room.
I see. Well, seem to be quite a few books.
This was Victor's, the Baron's medical library.
And where is my grandfather's private library?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
Well, these books are all very general. Any doctor might have them in his study.
This is the only library I know of, Dr. Frankenstein.
I am not a Frankenstein. I'm a Frankenstein. And I won't say it. Destiny! Destiny! No escaping! That's for me! Destiny! Destiny! No escaping! That's for me! Destiny! Destiny! No escape!
That's kind of interesting. His movements and stuff was very interesting. I really liked that. I really like the physical comedy.
There's always a device. If I can just spot the triggering mechanism. Hello?
There might be a book. Yep, that's what I was thinking too.
It seems louder over here. Hand me that candle, will you? Put the candle back.
Oh, it was the candle. I didn't know that.
Don't put the candle back. With all of your might, shove against the other side of the bookcase.
Good girl.
Put the candle back.
Good Lord.
3 years dead. If I caught that in time. 2 years dead. 6 months dead. That's kind of interesting. I don't know why. That, okay.
Ain't got
That
no
got me.
body, and nobody cares for me.
That actually got me.
Igor!
Frederick.
There must have been someone else down here then.
It would seem that way.
Who else lives here?
And there's the only other door.
Wait, Master. It might be dangerous. You go first.
Okay then.
Just think, a dead brain, ready to live again in a new body. Look, no blood, no decomposition, just a few sutures. Throw the main switch.
That reminds me, I wonder if we're gonna get... It's alive! It's alive!
This explains the music.
How?
But who was playing?
Exactly, because there was somebody...
This is my grandfather's private library. I feel it.
Where's the, lady that owns the place? She might not actually own the place, but, you know.
I myself became capable of bestowing animation upon lifeless matter. It could work!
Wow, I see the resemblance now.
As the minuteness of the parts formed a great hindrance to my speed, I resolved, therefore, to make the creature of a gigantic stature.
In other words, his veins, his feet, his hands, his organs would all have to be increased in size.
Exactly.
He would have an enormous Schwanzstücke.
Is that what I think it means? I think it is.
He's going to be very popular.
What we're aiming for is a being approximately 7 feet in height, with all features either congenitally or artificially proportionate in size.
Something like this.
Oh, I love that. That match cut or composition. Get the actual word that starts with a C. So we've gone from him not wanting anything to do with reanimating the dead to actually burying one up and trying to actually do it himself now. My, how we have changed.
Could be worse.
How?
Could be raining.
You just had to say it, didn't you? You just had to say it.
With such a specimen for a body, all we need now is an equally magnificent brain.
I have a pretty good idea.
Good man.
Pretty good idea.
Hans Delbruck.
Brain depository. After 5 p.m. slip brain through slot indoor. And who doesn't lock it? He scared himself. Oh no. Abnormal. Do not use this brain. Abnormal.
He's beautiful.
Why is the forehead always so prominent with Frankenstein? Or the monster?
Our greatest dread has always been the knowledge of our own mortality. But tonight, we shall hurl the gauntlet of science into the frightful face of death itself and penetrate into the very womb of impervious nature herself. Go! Throw the second switch! Throw the third switch!
Not the third switch.
Throw it, I say! Throw it! Give my creation life!
So we got it in a very different way.
If science teaches us anything, it teaches us to accept our failures as well as our
Very
successes.
true.
Son of a bitch bastard, I'll get you for this! What did you do to me? What did you do to me?
Stop it! Stop it!
He's already dead.
I don't want to live. I do not want to live.
He's a Frankenstein. And they're all alike.
Right.
It's in their blood. They can't help it.
We had better confirm the fact that young Frankenstein is indeed following in his grandfather's footsteps.
Interesting that they actually are including this as far as they want to know that it's for a fact that it is for what his grandfather was doing.
What is this? Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte. Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
There we go. We got it. It's alive.
I'm going to set you free. Is the sedative ready?
Yes, Doctor.
Why not give him the sedative first? I like that the way she popped up behind him.
What's the matter? Quick, give him the... Quick, give him the...
What? Give him the what? Give. Give him a sedative.
Like I said, you should have gave it to him earlier.
Igor? May I speak to you for a moment?
I would wring his neck.
Brain that you gave me. Was it Hans Delbrück's?
No.
Ah. Good. Would you mind telling me whose brain I did put in?
Abby someone.
Abby someone. Abby who?
Abby Normal.
Abby Normal.
Abby Normal.
I'm almost sure that was the name.
Are you saying that I put an abnormal brain? Is that what you're telling me? This is the 20th century, Kemp. Monsters are passé, like ghosts and goblins.
Not to the good people of this village, Herr Doctor. To them, he is a very real thing. Especially one. There is a Frankenstein residing in this house.
Made it perfect.
Nice grouping.
Maybe a little bit too perfect.
Genes and chromosomes.
Rubbish!
Well, you might say, but this is Transylvania. And you are a
Frankenstein!
seem unusually upset by this discussion.
Not in the least.
Maybe a little bit annoying.
I may give the villagers your complete assurance that you have no interest whatsoever in carrying on your grandfather's work.
Wonder what's put the tire. Oh, because they threw the darts out the window.
I'm going to set you free. Would you like that? They wanted to hurt you, but I'm going to help you. I'm going to set him free. No, you mustn't. Yes, he is as gentle as a lamb.
I'm guessing it was her husband.
I know what he likes.
You played that music in the middle of the night.
Which we kind of already knew, but not confirmed.
And it was you who left my grandfather's book out for me to find.
Yes.
So that I would...
Yes.
Then you and Victor were...
Yes. Yes. Say it. He was my boyfriend.
We've got to find him before he kills someone.
He might not kill anyone.
Visitors, all I ask. A temporary companion to help me pass a few short hours in my lonely life. Ah! Thank you, Lord. What is your name? I didn't get that. No. Oh. Forgive me. I didn't realize you were a mute. Me, a poor blind man, and you a mute. An incredibly big mute.
Wait.
A toast. A toast to, yes, long friendship.
He's like, really? Come on.
Now for a little surprise. For a special occasion I've been saving. Cigars. Fire is our friend. Yes. I'll show you. I'll show you.
That wax has got to be hot that he just touched.
Don't inhale until the tip.
You need to move your thumb.
Wow!
His eyes got bigger. Oh, that was Gene Wilder that was playing the violin.
Love is the only thing that can save this poor creature. And I am going to convince him that he is loved, no matter what you hear in there, no matter how cruelly I beg you, no matter how terribly I may scream. Do not open this door or you will undo everything I've worked for. Do you understand?
Not really. I do not understand.
Nice working with you.
He's funny. I like him. Igor.
Let me out. Let me out of here. Get me the hell out of here. Hello, handsome.
Weird statement, but okay.
Look at that sweet smile. Do you want to talk about physical strength? Do you want to talk about sheer muscle? You are not evil. You are good. And I want the world to know once and for all and without any shame that we love him. You and I are going to make the greatest single contribution to science since the creation of fire. My name is Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
A few short weeks ago, coming from a background, believe me, as conservative and traditionally grounded in scientific fact as any of you, I began an experiment in the reanimation of dead tissue. What I have to offer you might possibly be the gateway to immortality. I assure you there is nothing to fear.
No, I wouldn't go that far from what they know.
A neurological demonstration of the primary cerebellar functions: balance and coordination. Walk, heel to toe.
I wonder why he's dressed the way he is, though. The creature.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
Wonder how long it took him to actually teach him how to do all this. But I like the performance nonetheless.
Nothing, I tell you. For safety's sake, don't humiliate him! Ah! let you destroy my work!
And the conflict had to come in somewhere. Wonder what they're gonna do with him now. Wow, that honestly makes me real sad.
Chained like a beast in a cage. If I could find a way to equalize the imbalance in his cerebral spinal fluid, why, he'd be as right as rain. But how? How? Before it's too late.
If there was some way I could help to relieve the tension, if there was just some way I could give you a little peace.
That gave him an idea. Maybe we're gonna see a Mrs. Frankenstein or a Mrs. Creature or Mrs. Monster.
I thought this was an emergency. You see, your fiancé will be arriving in a second.
What? Darling.
Surprise?
Surprise.
Love me?
Love you? Well, let's turn in. I'll just pay the driver.
Darling.
What?
Surprise?
Yes.
Love me?
Well,
Well, let's turn in.
I'd like you to meet my assistants, Inga and Igor.
how do you do? How do you do?
This is my financier, Elizabeth.
Oh, I'm so happy to meet you at last.
Fiancé.
Fiance.
It's going to be a long night. If you need any help with the girls, please don't hesitate.
What's the matter? You're afraid of this little fire? This can't hurt you. See?
You kind of deserve this.
I said he will curse the day that there was born a Frankenstein.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
I think she fainted just from seeing him, but I do wonder where he's taking her.
Where am I? Who are you? What? What are you? What do you want? What are you going to do to me? Oh, you can't be serious.
Oh, my God. Woof.
Oh, my... Penny for your thoughts. Come over here, you hot monster.
Okay, I did not see this coming, or the way that it was coming. Didn't see that coming.
Oh, I think I love him.
Don't they have like a phonograph that they could just play that on repeat or something? If that's what it's called.
Have all the preparations been made for the transference?
Yes, Doctor.
Are you sure you want to go through with this?
It's the only thing that can save him now.
You realize you're risking both your lives?
Yes.
Is he gonna transfer his brain into the monster, or at least a part of him?
The doctor said to allow 15 minutes. Not 1 second more or less.
How long now?
2 more minutes.
Don't think you have 2 more minutes.
In my loneliness, I decided that if I could not inspire love, which was my deepest hope, I would instead cause fear. I live and a somewhat more sophisticated way of expressing myself.
That's kind of beautiful. And yet, is he dead? Did Frankenstein actually die?
Dee-dum-da-dum. Dee.
Seems to be alright.
Hello, Mrs. Frankenstein.
Mrs. Frankenstein. What a beautiful name. Hold on to your hat. I'll be right back.
I like how he's holding on to his hat.
I'm holding on to it, darling.
Just a few more seconds.
Here I come.
The hair.
You know, in the transference part, the monster got part of your wonderful brain. But what did you ever get from him?
It's a good question.
Sweet mystery of life, at last I found you.
I think you know what he got from the monster. That was actually very good. I like that quite a lot. I did get Mel Brooks confused with Mel Gibson, um, which is why that first part's in there. That's why I sound so surprised or say that I'm surprised. It's just because I got the two directors mixed up. I have seen Robin Hood Men in Tights, which is one of Mel Brooks's films, and based on what I've heard and kind of read about him, is he works basically in the parody genre of films and stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. Gene Wilder, I said that the first movie that I have ever seen him in is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Um, and I honestly liked him in this, and I want to see more of his performances because in this one I kind of got to see a different side to him a little bit. His eyes are very expressive. He's very um I don't want to use the word dramatic, but I'm going to use the word dramatic. But he's very flamboyant. Again, I don't think that's the right word either, but he's just he's got so much energy, and I he basically steals the show with every scene that he's in. So I really do want to check out more of his movies. If you guys have a recommendation for me, Igor is the best character to me because he was the comic relief, but his jokes were so funny that I couldn't stop smiling, and he made me laugh and stuff. I've done a little bit of research after watching the movie, just kind of get a sense of um, what he's done after this, because I really liked his performance and I wondered if he was anything else. But during the course of that, I found out that he is a drummer, which kind of makes a lot of sense with his jokes and the way he delivers them and stuff. But the eyes, man, I really like the eyes. When Gene is talking about the Abdullah Oblongata and basically how to correct that so he has a much calmer brain and stuff, um, later on in the film, I just kept thinking of the Water Boy. Everyone seemed to play their roles perfectly, and they all just fit so well. I wonder what the original story of Frankenstein is, because all I've ever seen is people's twist and takes on Frankenstein itself. So I wonder how I can watch a movie that is not a twist or parody or anything like that, just the actual story of Frankenstein, and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I want to dive into next. Is if you guys could help me out with that, is just find me um a movie that deals with like the origin story of Frankenstein. That'd be greatly appreciated. You can tell that they put a lot of care and effort into every single um, scene and shot, and they really thought this out when they were making this. And it does really feel like a love letter to the Frankenstein story as a whole. But anyway, guys, that kicks off uh, the movies for October, with it being um, October and Halloween and stuff. I kind of wanted to do movies around this time that have to do with Halloween. If you guys have any recommendations that you guys would like me to check out, I've got 2 or 3 movies already picked out for Halloween. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of just doing movies for Halloween. When we get to back to November, we will continue with um the movies that are already on the channel. So stuff like James Bond and um I forget what else I got currently going on the channel. I kind of got Albert Hitchcock going on the channel at the moment, but for right now, at least for this month, we're going to be diving into some Halloween movies. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know down in the comments below. And with that, guys, do consider like, commenting, and subscribing, and possibly sharing this video out with friends and family. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you, guys.